Oh my gosh, there's literally sheep on the cliff. They're grazing. I'm so excited.
We are going to try and take down a tent in the windstorm here. And then Captain's log, day 7. It was a wild night last night. The winds were pretty fierce. Didn't get as much rain as they were calling for. So far, we cannot trust the weather network at all. It's been calling for rain all day today as well.
And it's been beautiful.
So far,
windy, but beautiful.
Yeah, so far it hasn't rained at all today.
Yeah, but overnight we were supposed to get tons of rain. Instead, we got monster winds, and it kept looking like it was just going to collapse our tent multiple times, and we were worried about the poles breaking. So we were up and going by 6 a.m. to get that tent down. But plus side of the winds, the tent dried out completely, so nothing is wet in our trunk.
And then we had a quick oatmeal breakfast in the little, I don't even know what you call them, but they're just nice little areas, communal areas where you can go and wash your dishes, and there's picnic tables, and there's a wood stove in there. We just went and hung out, had 2 showers, and then we got on the road, and we have driven from the Lomond Campground. We are now currently sitting in the Trout River Campground with this absolutely phenomenal view that we just drove into kind of by accident. We got a couple snacks out, and we're just sitting here taking it all in because it is just stunning. It's breezy outside, so we're just sitting in the car, and this view is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's 15 out right now, so decent temperature, but the wind is just cutting through us.
So on the way here, we actually stopped at the Discovery Centre, and we picked up our permit for tonight. So we are going to do some backcountry or primitive camping at the Green Gardens trail. So you can hike down that trail. It's just now a straight there and back trail. It used to be a loop, so we hike down to the ocean essentially, and hope that we can find a campsite, and hope that we can find some water there too. Nobody seemed to be super knowledgeable on what we should be expecting. We've got our GPS with us, and we're just gonna go for a stroll. So hopefully after a lunch in the car, the wind dies down. Woo! I feel like I got some Jim Baird hair going on. Actually, it wasn't that long ago that Jim and Tori and their 2 kids were right here in this very spot doing this trail. If you haven't checked out Jim Baird's YouTube stuff, definitely go check that out. He has some absolutely epic adventures.
His adventures are awesome.
We'll make sure to link it in the description below for you. I'm excited for some salami wraps. We haven't done salami yet on this trip. We're a whole week in.
Wow.
Normally it's just salami every single day.
Every day. We are at Green Gardens. It's a 9.5 kilometer return trail, and the time says it's about 3 to 4 hours to complete the whole thing, but we are camping at the end of it at the ocean for the night. So we get to just take our sweet time today. We're only going to be doing max 5 kilometers today. So this trail leads you to a spectacular coastline of green meadows, cliffs, and sea stacks. You'll cross serpentine barrens and descend through a forest to reach the shore of Old Man Cove. Here you can take the stairs down to the beach. Back up on the meadow, continue along the trail to the stunning vista at Steve's Cove. Getting to the coast and back is a half-day hike.
We're currently right here. We're gonna hike all the way down, set up camp right here, right in front of the ocean. Hopefully see some sea caves and get some good lookouts, even a waterfall.
Let's go.
It really feels what I would envision Mars to be like. Very orangey and rocky surface here, and very little life. You know, very sparse plants. Quite a few nice little wildflowers, but they're all real small.
This hike on Green Gardens has been incredible so far. We have been descending pretty much the whole time, and then we're just coming out to the open ocean and check this out.
Get over here, look at this.
Wow. Oh, we're so cute.
There's some sheep right here. We're pretty much walking along the edge of a cliff, and the trees have all of a sudden sprung up a lot taller than us. For the majority of our walk here, we're walking past all these stunted trees that Jess was pretty much taller than most of them. So it's pretty neat. As we got lower and lower in elevation, the trees got taller and taller. Everything about this hike so far is fantastic. And we're not even done. The weather has held out for us. It was calling for a substantial amount of rain. The landscape, the rocks, the trees, the geology, the history. Oh my gosh, everything. This is so neat. This is definitely a trail worth hiking.
Oh my gosh, there's literally sheep on the cliff. They're grazing. I'm so excited. They're literally just out in the wild. Look at them! It's literally just on the cliff, just being like, what's up? I'm having lunch.
Just walking with our sheep.
This one's causing a traffic jam though. This is what I'm talking about. Rain jacket on.
Can you tighten them?
Rain found us, but we have rain gear. We won't melt.
So we're just deciding where to set up camp for the night. There's 4 tent pads down here at the end of the trail. We've decided to set up on the very first one. It looks the best for our tent setup. Our tent is going to be very difficult to actually use a tent pad for. We're going to attempt it. I don't think it's going to work out too well. But luckily there is a really nice flat, well, semi-flat spot here that we'll be able to set up on. I know it's not really recommended to set up off the tent pads in case, you know, for destroying grasses and plants and stuff like that. But as you can see right behind me, there's a picnic table, and under that it's just pine needles and there's nothing there. So that's where we're going to be setting up for the night. But overall, the tent pads and the campsite areas are pretty secluded from the actual trail. And all the tent pads are relatively new. This one here is actually probably
the oldest.
the oldest looking. Most of them have 2 picnic tables on the campsite as well, and a fire pit, although I'm confused as to why they're there, because they tell us we're not supposed to have campfires. There's even a food locker over here, but it's locked.
So we can't use it.
So we're not sure if we were supposed to get a key before we started. No one explained any of that to us. So
Well, the one thing, overall, Gros Morne at their campgrounds, spectacular. But information on these primitive backcountry sites, like, is there water available? Is there a bathroom? Like, what to do with our food? So being from Ontario, we're used to Algonquin Park. We're probably just going to follow suit and put our food up in a tree again. It's what we're used to. We're just going to stick with what we know.
check this out. Found that on the beach here.
So part of our backcountry trips is bringing enough water. So you either have to pack it in or you have to filter it along your trail.
So we walked down and there's a stunning waterfall just over there. So we filled up our Sawyer Squeeze bladder and we squeezed that water through the filter and we ended up with water that is slightly tea stained in comparison, if you can see the difference. This one here is from our campsite. Nice clear water versus a little bit yellow. When you give it a sip, let us know.
Waterfall water?
Fresh from a waterfall.
Fresh.
Taste any different?
Tastes like water.
Perfect. So that's our water for the duration while we're out here.
So what I'm working on right now is filling up our air mattresses. We do not have self-inflate air mattresses, so they need to be blown up. And rather than passing out from all the air that I would need to exhale to fill this sucker up, they come with these sacks. It's basically like a dry bag. You just give it a bit of a shake, fill up some air, roll it down, and fill up your air mattress.
It looks like it's just going to be the two of us staying down here. There's no other campers on the other tent pads at the moment. So we are just fully enjoying these red national parks chairs that are set up. We have an absolutely stunning view out here. We are on the hunt for whales or any movement out there. That would just absolutely complete this whole adventure today. We are feeling absolutely blessed with the way the weather turned out. We can see the sun out there. It's clouded over, but there's blue patches everywhere and it is absolutely gorgeous. The wind has completely died down. We are sitting here in a sweater and long pants, but it's probably about 15 degrees out still. So it is very comfortable now that the wind isn't blowing. We got to see some sheep.
Oh, bird's back.
There's the cutest little birds. There's a stunning waterfall. There's sea stacks. Like, this hike has it all. Absolutely everything.
You have to give a little credit to the sheep that we saw earlier today as well. The sheep were amazing. They're just so, I don't know, comedic relief because you're walking along a trail and then there's sheep. There's just a lot of sheep what do I call it? Can I call it scat? Droppings. There's a lot of it.
That is the
That's
only
the only thing.
downside to this trail is the amount of sheep.
Poop. Otherwise, just get out here. Honestly, it's beautiful.
There's a ladder down to the beach. We're watching the tide come in. We can see that it's already come up, you know, quite a few feet since we've been down there. We're really hoping tomorrow, it looks like on my map, that we can get around this one point to some possible sea caves. But by the time we got here, the tide was already too high to be able to get around the little point. So I'm not 100% on how the tides work here and the timing of it, but we're very hopeful that when we get up tomorrow morning, we'll be able to make it around and see some sea caves. Chill it here for a little bit longer. We're gonna go back, we're gonna boil some water, get our dinner, and then we're coming right back here to enjoy our dinner. Because
why not? Why wouldn't you?
Oh my gosh. We have like the entire place to ourselves.
I love alpine air. Seriously, rustic 3-cheese sausage lasagna. You did good, alpine air.
Oh, it's so cheesy.
It's so good.
A little bit of spice. New personal favorite dinner meal right here.
You just can't go wrong with alpine air.
Yeah, we really, all the alpine air meals that we've had generally are pretty darn good. This one, definitely new favorite, and not sponsored in any way whatsoever.
You just love it.
Just delicious. It's so convenient. You can just eat right out of the bag. A short time into our dinner, a late guest arrived, and they brought some friends. What's happening right now?
We're surrounded by sheep.
Just me and my sheep, buddy. Okay, this was originally kind of cute, having all these sheep here running beside us, but now they are all headed right to our campsite. Okay, we're not trying to move too quick to spook them, but they are all headed directly to our campsite, so we're trying to keep them away from the tent and all of our gear.
Oh my gosh, so I noticed that 3 started walking down the path to our campsite. I'm like, Alex, okay, we gotta get ahead of these sheep, like, we have our tent and everything. So I started walking, the 3 of them started going ahead, then they all followed, the whole friggin' herd. I was sandwiched between all of these sheep trying to get to my campsite. They've just gone to the coast now, but never thought I was just gonna be in a wild herd sheep.
Hey, on the plus side to having all these sheep right here by our tent, if you're having trouble sleeping tonight, you can just count sheep. Well, that is going to end the day for us. We just have the sun setting behind us, our teeth are brushed, and we are all ready to crawl into bed. We have the food hung up in the tree. We got absolutely totally distracted with the sheep earlier. Right after dinner, the sheep all came back in around us as we were just sitting in those red chairs. So we just watched and listened to them for probably an hour. It was kind of ridiculous. Just to end off the day, fantastic. We saw a bald eagle fly by and even a seal as we were sitting there in those red chairs. So super pumped that we can be out here enjoying this view. We weren't sure what to expect with this. We have absolutely everything that we could need. There's a water source just right over there. We have a nice tent pad, beautiful sunset, beach, wild animals, and absolutely insane views. What a phenomenal day. Do you have a word to describe today, Jess?
Incredible.
Incredible, phenomenal. Yeah, pick any one of them. That's today. Best day yet. Wish we could stay, but there's still so much more to see while we're here, and we can't wait to share it with you all.
Alex won't let me buy anything. Just kidding.
No, you're not. Oh my God, I can't get over this.
Cured. Well, you did have a shower this morning too, so it's a little extra body.
Woo! Oh yeah, I used my extra body conditioner. Newfoundland wind. Just me and my sheep friends. Just became one with the sheep.
One with the sheep.